Yo, welcome back to another episode of More Than a Game. I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to me. We're going to jump right back into it. We all know what happened over the weekend. We all seen what happened in LeBron James' home debut as a Los Angeles Laker. How it was overshadowed by a potential victory because of the Spitgate. Rajon Rondo allegedly spit in Chris Paul's face, and that the evidence of the video zoomed in and showed that he did. We don't know if he tried to spit in his face or not, but it is what it is, and Chris Paul reacted as if any other man would reacted, and Rondo reacted off as if any other man would reacted, according to what Chris Paul did. Those guys weren't in the wrong. They were caught up in a commotion and in a situation that occurred because of Brandon Ingram frustrations. Now, I went back into the game. I watched the game twice, and I was looking at what was leading up to the situation. Was guys already bickering and going at each other the whole game? Was it shit talking and bullshit going on throughout the whole game? And Brandon Ingram's face was showing frustrations because he was getting calls that a couple calls he shouldn't have got called on. But he was getting calls that superstars like James Harden and CP3 are going to get when you're guarding them. And he was getting frustrated, and it showed. And the Houston Rockets was up 109-108. Brandon Ingram gets called on a foul by James Harden, which could have been an offensive foul, should have been an offensive foul, but it wasn't. He was frustrated. He pushed James Harden, gets in the referee's face. Chris Paul and Rondo go at it. Brandon Ingram come flying from half court to throw a punch at to throw a punch at Chris Paul to protect his teammate. Quote unquote protect his teammate. But again, he was frustrated. I can't say you're a tough guy if you acted out frustrations, or you're a tough guy because that's who you actually are. Brandon Ingram, we don't need tough guys right now. We need victories. You have to know when, your awareness of the game, the situation, the season. You're no longer the laughing stock of the NBA. You are playing with LeBron James, which means you're going to get the team's best shot every game, every night. Whether you're playing the Warriors, or whether you're playing the Brooklyn Nets or the Atlanta Hawks, you are going to get that team's best shot. They're going to come at you. Fans are going to say the most disrespectful things to you. The players are going to nitpick at you and budge you because they know that you're young and that you haven't seen this level of competition yet. I'm glad you did it early in the season. But with games like against the Spurs and against the Nuggets, and you're already 0-2 and you don't want to go down 0-4 in the Western Conference, when we need Brandon Ingram and Rajon Rondo to compete with these teams. The Lakers are going to be fine. I still believe they're going to be fine. I mean, every team in the West is going to go through these ups and downs. But we could not afford to go through things like that. That cannot be the issue. We have to be better than that, Brandon Ingram. We need to be better than that. Let's get better than that. On the other end, let's switch over to the Eastern Conference. The Toronto Raptors right now, and it's just a couple games in, and of course this is going to switch on a week-to-week basis. But as of right now, they look like they are the favorites to come out the Eastern Conference. I'm not disrespecting Boston. We know Boston's going to get it. I like Jason Tatum. But Jason Tatum had nothing for Kawhi Leonard when he was guarding him in Toronto. He had nothing for even Danny Green when he was guarding him in Toronto. Those are two championship players. People want to say, okay, how did Toronto Raptors get better by just switching out DeMar and Kawhi? You bring two championship level players to a team that brings that pedigree to a team that never got there, that never done it before. The intensity goes up. Kawhi's not finna come to practice dapping you up, talking about what girl he hit up in the DM or all that other type of shit. He ain't finna come doing all that. Kawhi Leonard's gonna come to you, come to practice, quiet, play basketball, and go about his business. So if you're not about basketball, it's gonna get exposed because he's just gonna play. And boy, oh boy, is he playing. He looks good. He looks great. And the Raptors, I'm not a Raptors fan, man, but I'm watching the Raptors, and I'm looking at a team that's, for the first time, that is a legit threat. And I mean a threat to do something. Kawhi Leonard's a difference maker. Let's stop acting like he's not. Kawhi Leonard is that guy. Let's stop acting like he's not. And Kawhi Leonard is hefty. I'm not saying that he could have played with the Spurs. Team doctors going back and forth saying that he wasn't and he was, whatever it may be. It is what it is now. But he's looking damn good now. Damn good now. Another thing I want to talk about, or what I was most impressed with this week, who I believe the teams that were the most impressive teams and the most disappointing teams. We're going to start off with the most impressive teams in the Western Conference. I have a few of them. The Utah Jazz, the Denver Nuggets, and New Orleans Pelicans are going to be tough teams to get victories on. They're going to be tough teams to get victories on. You can beat them. They can be beat game in and game out, like any other team. But you're going to have to play a complete basketball game to beat them. You're going to have to play basketball to beat the Pelicans. I was wrong about the Pelicans. I thought losing Rondo and DeMarcus Cousins not being, even though they played better without DeMarcus Cousins, I didn't think that they were going to be as dominant as they look in the paint. They are a very dominated team in the paint, and they can shoot the basketball. The combination of Anthony Davis and Myritic is perfect out there in New Orleans. And Julius Randle adds another boost to them. It makes them just as physical inside as if they would have had Boogie. And Drew Holiday is locking up defensively. Alfred Payton is averaging them that triple-double game in and game out. And all of this is early, guys. But like I said, I am impressed with the New Orleans Pelicans. The Denver Nuggets, Jokic had a perfect triple-double. He did not miss a shot. Not only did he not miss a shot, but he didn't have a turnover. He had a triple-double without a turnover, without missing the shot. That's some historic shit right there, man. Yo, we talk crazy about certain things and we say certain things when it comes to players. And I know a lot of these players get overlooked because every night it seems as if that it's all about LeBron and the Warriors and everybody else. And why even talk about these other teams if these other teams are going to be at the end of the day? But when you look at players like Jokic, it's hard for you not to get excited about basketball because that is the future of basketball. Big man able to dribble, pass, rebound, shoot, guard, dribble, and give you triple doubles with nearly perfect shoot percentages because they're so close to the basket. I'm liking Denver. Utah is going to be the best defensive team in the league this year. If Rudy Gobert can stay healthy, they will be the best defensive team in the league this year. Now, my most disappointing team in the West, of course, the Los Angeles Lakers starting off 0-2. Had the Lakers starting off 0-2 anyway. I didn't think they was going to win those first two games anyway. But what makes the most disappointing is not the fact that they lost these games, it's how they lost. And the whole situation, the whole Spitgate situation. I'm expecting more out of that team. And I get they're trying to show teams they're not going to get bullied like previous LeBron James teams has. But, I need more out of that. And the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Oklahoma City Thunder lost to the Sacramento Kings, who might be the worst team in the NBA. Excuse me. A little cold weather changing around here. You lose to that team. You lose to a team like that. It just shows me that your team is discombobulated. Russell Westbrook just came back. They was at home. You shouldn't lose to the Kings. You shouldn't lose to the Kings. Paul George. You can beat the Kings by yourself. This is the problem that I have with this team. This ain't Portland on the road. This ain't Houston after losing to the Pelicans by double digits. This is the Sacramento Kings. You got to get that game, man. You have to. You have to if you want to be taken serious. My most impressive teams in the Eastern Conference, the Toronto Raptors, the Milwaukee Bucks. Those two teams are showing me something right now. The Boston Celtics, I believe they're going to continue to be there. I'm not impressed by what they're doing because I think they could be way better. I'm not impressed by Philly because I think they could be way better. But the Toronto Raptors and the Milwaukee Bucks are showing me something right now. The most disappointing team in the Eastern Conference. Right now, if I had to pick someone, the Washington Wizards. How do you lose to the Toronto Raptors without Kawhi Leonard off a back-to-back game? So they just got finished playing a back-to-back coming to your hometown after you just lost a game before to the Miami Heat. And you at home. See, that's the stuff that gets me when we talk about these teams being championship level teams. It starts off, yeah, it takes time for chemistry. But Bradley Beal and John Wall been playing basketball together for nearly a decade. Okay? They should be able to get key victories when needed, especially early in the season because it boosts your confidence. Now, I'm not sure about them. The jury is out on them. We have to wait and see. If it doesn't work for the Washington Wizards, if this does not work for them by February, expect these boys to be gone. One of them is going to be gone. This will be the last season that Bradley Beal and John Wall play together if they can't find a way to at least go to the second round and push that second round to a 7-game series. When Dwight Howard comes back, we'll be fully able to judge this team. Until then, I'm just going to let it play out. This is too early in the season for us to say what team is going to be there or not. We still have to wait and see. But so far, great week of basketball. I'm looking forward to more. And it was great. That's all I got to talk about today, man. I appreciate you guys coming in. I appreciate you guys listening to me, taking your time. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what I can do better. Let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know whatever you want to hear. It's not just about what we want to talk about. We want to hear from our followers and our fans, because you guys make us go where we're growing. We cannot grow without you, and we need you. We appreciate every last one of our supporters that's throughout this whole thing here. It's Courtside Hoops, more than a game, baby. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.